Your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO, streaming live online at KGLOAM.com and on the KGLO News Facebook page as well this morning. As we're at 7:32, and at this time, we always like to talk with Pete Hjelmstad with the Iowa Department of Transportation when he's available and get up to date on what's going on around the area as we move into August. And it's hard to believe that we're going to have school starting and all that fun stuff. And hopefully some of these projects will be starting to get into their final phases around North Central Iowa. But Pete, first of all, we'll wish you a good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. Welcome back to you, Bob. Hope you had a good time off.
Well, it was a relaxing week. And yeah, like we mentioned to you before we hit the air, went over and just took a look at what was going on over in Lansing with that bridge project and, the nice little town over there on the river in northeastern Iowa. And of course, that project's had a lot of publicity through the last couple of years with some of the good and some of the bad of it. And it's once that is open, that is going to be a great way to get across the river and a well-needed improvement to that area.
Yeah, that when you look at it, for those people who have been over there and saw the old bridge, and now you see this bridge, it's mammoth. It is. Yeah. The old bridge was 21 feet wide, and this one's 40 feet wide. So, and just to give you an idea of how narrow that bridge was, a regular lane on a highway is 12 feet wide. And that total bridge, the old one, was 21 feet wide. So This one's going to be 40 feet wide with two 12-foot lanes and two 8-foot shoulders. And it's going to be a huge improvement. We've got a big thing happening over there, either Friday or Monday. We're kind of watching the weather, where we are doing the final deck pour for the bridge. So that deck will be poured, and we'll keep moving forward till getting that bridge open as soon as possible.
When is there a target date, or is it just up in the air at this point?
We're still looking at spring of next year. There's still a lot of work to do, but when you get good weather and things fall into place, it could be earlier. So we should know more after we get the deck poured done, and we got to pour the barrier rails on the bridge. And once we get that stuff done, I think it'll be reevaluated, and we'll take a look.
Oh, good. That's good to hear that project coming along. And let's see what else I'm trying to think of my travels here the last week or so. Went down the interstate. I guess I also did take a quick trip to Ames to go visit a restaurant or two down there over the weekend. And, I was looking over at the work that's continuing here south of the Mason City Clear Lake area on the interstate. And maybe, I don't know if there's anything to update on that project yet or not.
Yeah, the paving's about done, including the ramps and everything. And after that, they've got to do some work on the shoulders. They put down some sub-drain to make sure we can get water to drain away from the highway. We're still looking at getting that out of the head-to-head pattern the week of Labor Day. So, yeah, we're on track there. Again, a lot of it's going to be weather dependent with some of the dirt work you got to do along the shoulders. So hopefully we'll get some good weather now that we've had some rain, and get that one opened, or at least out of the head-to-head pattern by, like I said, the week of Labor Day or so. And
yeah, the odd thing that I found in that construction zone was there was a whole bunch of loads of hay, I think, that were for mowed, that were stacked up on the new road.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm guessing that is for erosion control. When they start doing the work in the shoulders and the ditches and stuff like that, they'll put that down to keep the water from washing the soil away. But yeah, I suppose it's a good place to store it now that there's no traffic there.
Easy. Won't have to be in the way of anything.
Correct.
On the Highway 122 project here in Mason City, obviously, kind of the next phase of that project with the intersection at South Pierce.
That is correct. That closed on Monday. 122 traffic can still go east and west through there. Northbound traffic on Pierce will not be able to cross. Well, no Pierce traffic will be able to cross 122. Southbound traffic will be able to make a right turn to go west, and 122 traffic that's going west will be able to make a right turn traffic to go north at Pierce. And like I said, traffic coming from the south on Pierce will not be able to get to 122 that way. So that'll be that way for several weeks while we reconstruct the south half of the intersection. And more good news on that project starting next week, hopefully about Tuesday. The paving crew will be in and start doing mainline paving. So
All right.
again, yeah, another big step in that project.
Well, that's good to hear. It hope that with that, it sounds like things are definitely on time with that project. Then,
Yep, they are. That's a project where we said from the beginning it's going to be the full construction season, just like last year, where we're looking at into around the Thanksgiving time. So keep pushing forward again with that one. And again, once you get the mainline paving in, it's just a big step because it really gives you an idea of where you're at and what you need to do.
um, get us up to date on 65 in the southern part of Mason City.
Yeah, we got some good news on that as well. On Friday, from 19th Street to just past 24th Street should be opening up. So that'll be nice to have a little more access to that area. And then when they are done paving on 122, hopefully, if it works out with the schedules and everything, they'll be able to move directly to 65 and start doing the paving on the south end of that project.
Good. What else we have going on around the area?
One of the ones I want to talk about quick is the Highway 9 resurfacing project from 218 to Riceville. That is it's called a cold in place recycling project, which we've been doing for many, many, many years. What they do, and I think we touched on this before, is they mill off the surface of the old road, and it goes through a machine where they add oil to it and they put it back down as the base. So you're more or less recycling what's there. And then they come back and put down 2 more layers of new asphalt. We've had some concerns voiced to us that people see a new road with with new paint and black asphalt and they think it's done, and they weren't real happy with the surface of it. It's not done. There's 2 more lifts of new asphalt that are going on it now. The second one's called the intermediate lift, and they're about halfway done with that. And then they'll come back and put another surface lift on it. And that should end up being done in about mid-September.
I know we've talked about recycling, materials when redoing roads in the past, but that's something that I'm guessing that the DOT tries to do, or there are the contractors that try to do that.
Yeah, correct. And it's a combination. We're always looking for ways where we can reuse things. A perfect example of anybody who has driven through Mason City over the last couple of years at the intersection of 122 and 65. There's a huge pile of there was concrete, and then they crush it and they make it into we'll just call it gravel, and then they use that gravel for the sub base of the new road. And like this cold in place recycling as well, where they can just it doesn't work everywhere. It depends on the condition of the surface of the road, but where they can mill it and, like I said, add oil to it and put it back down, it's a cost saving, it's a time saving, and it works well.
Anything else we need to get update on?
There's a project up on Interstate. We're doing some microsurfacing. It's actually in progress right now from about north of Hanlontown to just south of the Northwood exit. And the big thing with that, on Friday, they will be closing the ramps at exit 208, the Joyce Kensett exit there. And they'll be closed for the majority of the day. It won't be all day, but it will be the majority of the day. So just be aware that that's coming up on Friday. The other one is the bridge over by Birchnell that goes over Interstate. They have finished the eastbound lanes of that project on the bridge, and they switched over the weekend. So now they are working on the other side, still the temporary traffic lights controlling traffic through there. So that one has made its move into the second half of the project.
All right. Anything else before I let you go?
I don't think so. I think that kind of wraps it up, Bob.
All right. That sounds good. We'll talk to you again here in the near future. Appreciate it as always.
All right. Enjoy the Twins game and get us a win.
I will. I can't believe that they've won the first 2 games of the series, especially after they played against Philadelphia.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. They did not look like a very good baseball team, the Philadelphia series. But I haven't gotten to see much of the first 2 games, but I've kind of followed them, and it's sounds like they're playing better.
Yeah, and the wild card race is going to be crazy.
Oh, that's going to go into the
final 5 weeks. We have like 5 or 6 teams that are within 2 or 3 games of the final spot. That should be Should be an interesting final, 4 or 5 weeks, or more than 4 weeks, probably 5 or 6 weeks here of the schedule. So
Yeah, it really should. A lot to me is going to be dependent on if Joe Ryan can come back healthy.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
So,
fingers crossed.
yep, we'll hopefully get a win today and get the series sweep. So,
Perfect.
Pete, as always, we appreciate it again. We'll talk
Yep.
to you
Thank
next.
you, Bob.
All right. Pete Hjelmstad with the Iowa Department of Transportation here on your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO.